Hey everyone, it's Alex and Gio from Right Side.
Yo!
And we are here today and we're looking at this fantastic piece. This is the Guilliman versus the Chaos Space Marines by HMO, and this is from 40k.
Warhammer
40k, yeah. Super impressive. We're going to go through this, we're going to tell you what we like, tell you we don't like anything, and break it down. So keep watching, guys.
Yo, welcome to Team Red Titan, and today, as Alex was saying, we're going to be going over this fantastic piece from HMO Collectibles. Now, this is Guilliman versus Space Marine.
Chaos Space Marine. I am well not on top with Warhammer stuff at all. All I remember is when me and Alex were kids, this was probably our first introduction to almost fine art stuff. Because, you know, they had the sort of lead pieces, the small lead pieces that you used to like. Well, when
paint. We had a shop. Was it near Mega City? Where was it?
No. We went when we were kids. It was lead. And then obviously,
lead, didn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, when we were kids, too many kids decided to put that in their mouth, so they changed it to plastic. But
they were really heavy. When we were kids. There were ones that were like they were like big ones.
Well,
that were like this size.
They were like an inch. They were like an inch. And
but there were bigger ones,
the Space Marines.
There were big ones, and they were massive.
Yeah, you had
like
dragons
heavy.
and whatever else as well. So I mean, these are the Space Marines, like 40k, and you basically get them raw and you paint them yourself, and then there's a whole kind of group
I think
of
that was
people.
really disappointing for us as kids because we would go in and see the displays and be like, I'm going to buy that massive three-legged spider, metallic spider, metal spider thing.
Three-legged spider.
Well, whatever it was like you know what I mean? I'm saying it was like a big monstrous thing that looked cool in this big battlefield that was all in glass, and you'd go, oh, I want that spider, and they'd come over with a little box and be like, here it is, and it'd be like however much money, and then when you looked at it, it wasn't painted.
It was unpainted.
You're like, oh, I don't want this shit, I want that one. And you're like, yeah, you need to put in like that.
Well, no, what they
you actually put in about 40 hours.
What they actually do in the stores is a lot of the times the people who worked in the stores would have their army, and they would display them in the store, and then literally you would have the local members.
You'd well like keep going on.
Well, it's your job, isn't it, to do there? So yeah, you have them on display, and they look super impressive. And then reels people in.
I remember,
you have scenery, you have everything. I mean, I played a couple of times when.
Did you play it?
When I went to Harrow, there was one in Harrow and there was one in Watford, and I think the one in Watford was still there till not long ago, but now there's one in Central.
Is it a dice game?
Yeah. So it's basically you. I mean, there's so many different rules for the different types, and I mean, I don't know which one I played, but I played one of them with the guy in there, and you literally have a dice per character. You roll it, and then you sort of say, I want to take this character, either one of them this far, or that many that far. If they're above the three. It's a like
quite
game
a complex game.
Very, yeah.
That's why I never played it because. Snap gives me difficulty at times.
But no, it's very interesting, very great game in that respect of like strategy, but a lot of luck as well. But
getting on to this is a piece. There's 999 of these made in the world, and this is long sold out. And you can see why. I mean, this is actually really popular in statue form as well. There's a lot of people that are trying to acquire these licenses for Warhammer, and this is the first, I believe, one of the first ones. The HMO have done.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first in that. There were some other people interested in acquiring the license, but it didn't really go through. And I think Prime didn't Prime do is Gabriel from Warhammer. I don't know. There's a character called Gabriel, which is very similar, but that might be magic. But it's a very similar looking kind of character to a Space Marine. But anyway, HMO doing so they're 40k, and they're doing the license in 1/6 scale dioramas.
Thank God
first
it's 1/6 scale. Shit.
I mean, I don't know where we start. I mean, if we start straight on the base, so this is actually on my motorized turntable. So my motorized turntable is up to about here, and then you have a black base, which is about the same size as the motorized turntable. When I was setting all this up, I was doing it from kind of over this side. I didn't really see all of under here, and this detailing underneath here is really cool. You got all these like cables going into all the kind of sand, and there is actually sand on that. And this is very like almost H.R. Geiger-esque look to that.
It is actually
and
sand.
really, really cool look. Real loads of details. All these like little gold pieces in there. Little red lights or blue lights. Loads of stuff going on, and then all
That's
the
really
sand.
sand there, isn't it?
Yeah. In the box there was some sand. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then
But
you go.
You can't sculpt that level of texture.
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
possible. And it really does show. It looks mental.
Yeah, and then you go round. You got like all these skulls. You got again the cabling coming round, and again this kind of mech
It's like
kind
fighting
of
on a desert, like a space desert.
Well, it's like some kind of.
I
barren.
love the way that cable is completely covered in sand and rolling around. You can see it. That's mental, man.
And then you get to
It's
the.
typical Mafuzal level shit, man. Where he's just thinking outside the box, isn't he?
And then you
The
get.
guy's a genius. He really is.
You get to then the stairs. So you got the marble staircase, and the marble staircase is done really, really well. I mean, if the Sideshow Punisher staircase was done at this level, it would totally change the piece and give it another, bump it up quite a lot. You then go through the middle. You got the Amigas running up the middle with the skulls in the center of them. You got the skulls. You got the candles. I think
So
it was
much
quite.
work. So much
I think
work.
it was quite a smart move to have the candles without the flames. I
They look
think
crap,
that
didn't they?
whenever
we
you,
saw an RCB do.
I think every single candle I've seen with a flame that's been sculpted and painted, I don't think it captures it at all. I think it's something that's really, really hard to pull off, and I think it's a good move for them to do that. You can also see there where obviously there's all these skulls and candles, and he's just stamped on one. He don't give a fuck. So he's like there, trod on
when
that.
you start getting onto the figures, man, I mean, it's like a tale of two halves here.
Also, sorry, wait, before you go to the figure, sorry. They also got like around the base of the step where the marbling, you'll have that kind of weathered look. Do you know where it's kind of like the damp has kind of got inside it and it's kind of like bubbling up a bit all around there, and then all the kind of dirt from the
It's
sand.
got it across the edges of the
You also
steps
got
as
the
well,
logos
inside.
on the side, on the edge of the step. So you got the crest of Guilliman there, and then you got the Chaos Marine step.
I mean, even the stairs, the corners of the stairs, they're not clean. They all have like battle damage edges, like of use,
big
and
cracks.
all completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
So like there's a lot of sculpt work. It would be very easy to make it completely clean and straight all the way across. What they've done is they've got dents and divots and cracks and chips and things missing, and it really does capture the light fantastically as it turns. You can see more and more details just coming through the line of the step.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then, as I was saying, when you get up onto the figures, the contrast in the figures is amazing. You've got this dark sort of goblin-like character, and I remember this dude with the weird thingy-shaped head. I remember that goblin-looking thing.
He looks almost like kind of Spawn-like.
I
Looks
just
a bit like
remember
Spawn,
when I was a
doesn't he?
kid. I remember the little sort of U-shaped weird goblin head things. I remember them when I was a kid, looking at these stuff. And it's obviously you've got the colours that are like a matte black with metallic brass sort of detailing across the boots and on the armour working its way up.
skulls,
It's quite a dark character. And then as you get onto the other one, the
Well,
guy
no,
is
it's still-
fighting.
well,
No, we're not jumping ahead. I'm talking about the contrast between
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
They really do. They sort of accentuate each other in a very good way, because you're sort of like, there's this grandness with Guilliman. There's this almost like royalty. It's just power.
It's almost
And,
like a religious thing as well.
It is. It feels
Yeah.
like it just feels like a really powerful character. It's got like these eagles sculpted into the armour and this gold, and it just looks really grand.
Yeah,
And then you've got this
yeah.
fucking grotty dude with like chains, and they're like real chains hanging off him.
I don't want to say godlike, but it's almost
It
like
is a bit like an angel.
I
It
think,
comes across like an angel with this halo across the back.
I might be wrong, but I do think there's something to do with like a
Gods.
religion thing.
It might be.
And they're
It
like- they're
definitely
kind of
have
like,
that area,
priestess-
they're
that kind
like
of priest-like,
it could-
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish, this is the sort of piece that you look at and you're like, wow, I should really know. Start like reading into some of this stuff. But it's like this thing's like a whole different world all in itself. You can't just skim through the cracks here and try and learn something. There's so much backstory and so much of the game that you need to know.
Well, Games Workshop was around when we were kids,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
it's going to be over 30 years old. Games Workshop, it's got to be.
Blatant, yeah.
But as I say, the Chaos Space Marine, his features are so similar to Spawn. Just looking through it, where Spawn's got that kind of
Weird.
one leg
Yeah.
with the spikes on. He's got like all the kind of these kind of bits here with the material. Then he's got the chains. Then he's got the gun. There's elements of Spawn there really, but this
Probably
might have been-
before Spawn.
Yeah,
Well
definitely.
before Spawn.
Um,
So Spawn has nicked elements from this.
Possibly.
Yeah, I just get an angel fighting a demon from this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get that, but that's what I'm getting. I get the light versus the dark. But what's funny about that whole concept is that usually when you're looking at a David and Goliath challenge, David is the hero is the smaller guy.
Yeah.
This fucking demon's got no chance against this cat. This guy's got a flaming sword. He's got like a Tasmanian gun underneath his arm. This guy's got like a little gun and some toothless axe. It's like you got no chance, my man. You're about to be chopped in half.
Well, it's almost like at the end of episode 3, isn't it? Where he's like, "I've got the high ground, Anakin.
Don't try it.
Don't try it.
Don't
I got the
try it.
high ground." Yeah.
You underestimate my power. Clearly not. No legs. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Missing arms. Yeah.
That's clearly what's going to happen.
Yeah. But then the sword on this is really, really heavy and is done really, really well. I think that flame has been captured
This is exceptional.
beautifully.
Exceptional piece. This.
Then you go on to the character as well. The pieces on this character are so intricate. There are so many pieces that come off this character to put together. I want to say that this isn't just
you didn't break it.
This isn't just HMO. This is actually pretty much any company that gives you instructions. They're useless. They are absolutely useless. You literally you go through them, and for example, you're going through it, and you see them putting a piece on, and all of a sudden there's another piece on which they haven't shown you kind of to put on, and it's kind of the same as HMO, same as XM, the same as anyone. I think companies need to just get rid of instruction manuals and just do a video assembly for anything. They don't add they add more problems than they add resolves. I just don't think manual instructions are the way to go. Do a video, basically take all the pieces out of the plastic, put them in the box, take them out, put them on the way you do. There's like an Asian guy who does them, and he just like has them in the box, makes it look like they're not wrapped in the box.
Yeah, of course, that's
and
the right way to do it.
Goes like that, takes it out.
Sideshow
bang,
unboxing
goes
videos
out,
are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
So XM ones, yeah. And that's what I think needs to happen. Is they need to move away from these physical ones and actually just go.
Do you know what this is though? Here's the point, right? I agree with you, but I don't think you can ever lose this. And let me tell you why. Even though this is useless, if you don't supply this, there is always the comeback of I don't have internet, I don't have this, I don't have that, I can't get hold of that, I can't watch that, and I want to put the statue together. That is an easy get out if somebody breaks something on this. I tried to do it without I didn't have any video, my internet was down that day, and I wanted to put it together. Yeah. That's what you get. So you're going to always have to spend the money to print these useless fucking manuals.
Don't have to print them. You could do PDFs, I don't know, but...
Same problem.
Yeah, I guess.
You need an in-hand thing that gives you a rough guide of what it does. And they have done that. They have provided that.
Well,
and
I guess...
it's fine, and it's but you put it together, and I don't consider you to be stupid, but I would say that you need all the help you can get when putting statues together. I don't think you're terrible, but you're like on a scale of 1 to 10, the worst I've seen and the best I've seen. You're a 6. You're
this is like fuck you. This is like basically. I mean, the amount of pieces this comes with is a lot.
It looks crazy.
It took me.
I would love to have been the fly on the wall for you.
It took me a long time to put it together, even though I had the instructions, and there were parts of it where I just couldn't work out where they were going.
I'm gonna talk about this Guilliman part now. And I'm going to tell you, it's absolutely world class. This is the best part of the whole piece, is that Space Marine, man. That guy, that Chaos Space Marine, he's got hydraulics in his boots that you can see running through the back of his Achilles there. They look fucking crazy. Going up into sort of forget all the armour and the grandeur and all of that. It's got bolts and screws and things that actually you can see where it would be connected and put together. The paint is super clean. But then when you get up to here, like this backpack thing that he's got going on with a machine gun magazine with all the skulls on it, the gold skulls on each magazine case. I mean, it's got, you can see hydraulics, cables, wires, fabric, like little bits of cloth which ripped from something else.
It looks almost like scripture.
Absolutely insane.
It looks almost like, if you look at that, it looks almost like scripture, and then it's on, with the wax seals.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is
like prayers.
It is insane, the work that's gone on here. Even the fingers, as the hand comes around, I can see sort of almost like Hulkbuster like connectors where they would sort of the silver is shown through the blue. It's got this fantastic matte blue with a gold, what do you call it, decor, where it's like a real sort of metallic-y gold over the top. It is
like
stunning.
detail, yeah.
It is one of the most beautiful dioramas I've ever seen. Just that. I mean, this is good, but that. The gold sort of shield thing on his arm, the wing thing at the back, and the halo is so stunning. It really is a stunning piece of work. I'm absolutely blown away by the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. I'm thinking, because I know the process of how these things are made, and I'm thinking about how much time and work went into this, and it really does show. It's exceptional. The hydraulics underneath his chest, the cables going into his backpack there. Crazy.
I totally agree. I mean, the thing with this kind of diorama is definitely one of those pieces that makes you think, I need to know more about this. I need to go out there and read up into this. Also,
flames in the sword almost look elemental as well.
Yeah.
They don't look cheap. If you'd have added, not sound silly, but if you'd added clear resin to them flames, it would have cheapened it.
Yeah.
The way it actually looks is it looks. It looks very hard for me to find the eloquence in the words to describe what I'm looking at. But the sword, you know when fire almost looks like liquid, where it almost looks like it has mass, and it has, like, when it starts to move, you can see a thickness to it in parts. It has that. It has that sort of feeling that sword has got sort of almost like a flame glued to the blade. And as he's cracking down on it, it feels almost like it's thick. And I love that. Like sandy, almost like a weight. It's amazing. Really
it's almost
nice.
like that kind of guy in Game of Thrones. You know, he lights his sword up.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. And that's a religious thing as well.
Yeah.
So,
definitely like that. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going with.
You also get
a little bit like a thingy as well, the dude from Lord of the Rings. You know, with the
Borog.
But he has a sword with flames on it, and it reminds me of that. It's almost, it doesn't. It's not like a fire. It's like the flames are coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, it has like a flow.
Yeah, exactly. But
you also get the switch out head with this. This
really nice as well.
It's a really
paint job.
The thing about this
Julius Caesar. That
the thing about this head is it is really, really nice. It's quite dark. You kind of got. The face on there, the green of his what's it called up on his head?
I don't know. They do again. It's just like a leaf thing that goes.
So you got that on his head, and then you also got all these kind of creases in his neck, some veins coming through. It is done really, really nice, but personally, would never ever go on there for me. I just think that the Space Marine, like the actual head.
Oh, there's so much detail on that, isn't there? Let's have a look at that in person. Yeah, I mean up close.
In person.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a wicked that is. Oh, sorry, I'm not even looking. Someone's got hydraulics going into his mouth like Guyver. Let's have a look. It's like.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite parts.
Yeah, so then that's the other head there. I just think personally, sorry,
spin it with that.
It's too noisy. I think it's going to be on the thing throughout the whole video. Right. But then, I mean, yes.
Tell you what though, what it does add, which I kind of like, it adds expression.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that it shows. I would actually, I'm going to disagree with you. I'd display that head. I would have it. I would actually use it as a switch out because there's something about it where it now feels like there's a man under there. It doesn't look like a machine.
Yeah.
And I like that. And he's got a stern look on his face, but he doesn't look concerned, and nor should he fucking be, to be honest. Shouldn't be remotely concerned.
He should nothing to be concerned about.
Over here, he shouldn't be worried too much.
Also seen just underneath here, actually, on his backpack. This looks really nice, all under here.
Yeah. All
that detail in
there. Definitely fly, can't it? That's for flying. There's just so much work on it. There's a super clean paint job as well. And there's none that, what I really like, which is a pet peeve of mine, especially with licensed company. Actually, it's not actually customs do it. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know where they use the same colours to do something else. So therefore, there's this gold in here, and we'll just put a little bit of gold on his boot. That bit. We'll just put a little bit over here, and you're just like, well, did they shop at the same place? They're using the same gold, or it's used in the shading. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Sabretooth is yellow, his suit is yellow, and use the same yellow to do his hair. It's a bit like, nah, it just looks crap. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's none of that on this. They are completely separate, both of them. Even to the point where the skulls on his sort of waist, this guy's waist, are lighter than the skulls on the base there, which is nice.
What about the golds on these steps to the golds on his suit?
No, they're not the same. They're completely different.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
And that's my point. They haven't gone, oh, we'll just put that gold there. And it doesn't look like that. This has got almost a real gold. You know, like what gold really looks like. You know, like a dark gold, maybe like more like a maybe 18 karat job. Do you know what I mean? And this is a little bit more like a decorative paint, which I kind of like. Yeah, man, I'm blown away by it. I'm really
nice.
impressed. I'm really impressed with HMO on this. I think they've done a
also with
job.
the
Still like that.
basically with the instruction manual as well. We didn't say this, but the actual instruction manual does double up as a print, so that's double up as that as well. So you have the print for that.
Yeah, you are. It's a double usage then. So you can't get rid of them completely, huh?
Right. What we'll do then is
I think this might be the best HMO piece I've seen. I mean, Morrigan was really impressive, but this is better.
I think this has been.
I think
it's executed better, yeah. Because I remember Morrigan was
The bats
a pain in the arse to put
but
together.
The bats also, some of them were a little bit lazy, a little bit like, you know what I mean? And
Bit drunk.
yeah, let's change that head up for fat.
Oh God.
Man, I'm actually really surprised. You know what's funny? I saw it in the side of the room and I was like, actually, that's quite impressive. But then you get it over here, you put it under the lights, man. This shit comes alive.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having this in like a glass display with lights up,
Spinning.
up lights? You wouldn't even need to, man. Just have it from the right angle, lights pointing up at it. Wow, blow your damn mind, wouldn't it? All right, what am I doing? Okay, I have to go with the base here, which is
Well, the height is going to be the tip of the sword.
yeah.
But you have to
I've got
remember.
I know. I'm going with the base.
You have to go straight up though. You're going diagonal.
Is that up?
Yeah.
I would
Well,
say
a bit more towards. It's a bit more that way.
that way.
Yeah.
27, 28. That's 28. That looks close. So I would say it's 70, 71 centimeters in terms of height.
Damn son.
That's as big as Hulk transformation, isn't it? 70, 71.
Yeah,
It's the same height as the Hulk transformation from there to there. Let's go width. See, this is a problem I'm having because width-wise, it's the sword again from the step, isn't it? It's there to there. The base to that sword. Can you line the sword? Just from your point of view there. So, looking at this, I would say it's about there. There?
Yeah.
21? 20?
Okay.
I would say between 50, about 55, 54 in width.
Yeah.
And obviously depth-wise, again, that sword flame sticks out just behind. So that's got to be the deepest point, isn't it? So you go to Matey Boy's foot or the base.
It's just wait. Could be his axe a little bit.
Alright, so I'd say about there. Around about 22 and a half, maybe 23. So 57 to 59 in terms of depth. Big, monster, huge.
Yeah.
But packed full of details, man.
Yeah.
If you have got this, because this is sold out, 999 pieces, and I think it retailed at $1,100. But I mean, if you have got this, I'm telling you now, that every dollar spent on this is a good investment dollar.
You're going to be happy.
You're going to be happy. I've seen people spend double the amount on fucking half the work, not even half. It's very, very much an artist, an artist's dream. This fantastic piece of work.
Yeah, great work, HMO. Definitely.
I'm going to give it the best piece I've ever seen from HMO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
I agree.
Give it that.
Definitely agree. Really, really.
And
nice.
do you know what's funny about that? I don't fucking like this stuff. I have no investment in this, no emotional investment whatsoever, and I would happily take this home and display this happily, just for the work. I'm a bit pissed that I don't like this, like as in that I don't have
Not
it.
into
Like
40K,
I'm not having the nostalgia
Yeah.
because it was always.
I think
beyond,
one of the
age that I went into them shops, it was beyond me. What they would do, when you're watching someone play a card game and you're a fucking child, and they go, "Oh yeah, you need to do this, and this run means this," and you're just like, "Yeah, but I don't care. This isn't Snap. Fuck off. I don't get what you're talking about." So you don't invest.
Yeah.
That was what it was. When someone explained this to me, I was a bit like, "That's a lot of work."
I think one of the big things was when companies announce about doing a 40k license. One of the main things that happens is then the actual fans come out and say, "Well, do you do unpainted so we can paint them?" And then also the other thing is because they paint all their own stuff.
People that like it,
So there's no option for that. But then also it's
Quite a
like,
smart option, though. Isn't it?
yeah, it would be. But that's not part of the license because that's their own thing.
Of course,
So
of course.
Games Workshop wouldn't sell that as well. So there is that, but it's also like, you know, there was like, you know, a question of whether the fans were going to be resistant to it, and it sold out, sold well. It's the same as Transformers. There was a lot of people who are the original sort of Transformer collectors, and they're like, why am I going to spend $1,000 plus on a statue that doesn't transform? And that's their mode.
Point.
It's the same as why am I going to spend this much on a statue which I can't paint?
Yeah.
You know,
You definitely could take this and repaint
yeah,
it.
yeah. But that was the kind of mentality that that
paint on this as well.
they had predicted from the
Paint on this is so clean.
community. Yeah.
There's so many ways to get this wrong, and it's so impressive. And I can't believe he's put sand all over.
Well,
the
it's
place.
also
I love the fact he's put sand all in the corners of the steps and around it. It's wicked.
These golds. Normally, when you see golds on anything, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're
If you look
terrible.
at like God of War,
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah,
If you look
fucking
at
well
like
screwed, yeah.
anything where they use this gold paint, I don't know if it's thicker or I don't know if it's just harder to use, but they always mess up the gold
this is
detailing.
this is super
And this is clean, really clean all over.
Wicked. This.
Really nice. Yeah, definitely.
I'm running out of superlative to use for this piece. It's that good. I'm honestly, there's going to need to be a great Dio to beat this for Dio of the Year for me. It's going to need to be already now. I'm telling you, you're going to have to have a job for me because this is going to be hard to beat.
It's impressive. Anyway, that's 2 thumbs
So,
up.
like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give a massive green thumb to HMO and their team for the amazing job that they've done on this piece. Mafuzal Mokhtar is a genius. We've had the privilege of meeting him and speaking to him many times. He is an absolute legend and the nicest guy, and he's the main guy
Very
over
humble.
there. He's done a fantastic job with this and smashed this. Join us on Instagram. You want to see these sort of all the pictures of these pieces and stuff. Rad_Titan. You can check us out there. And obviously, if you are new to collecting, you want to join a cool group, find us on Facebook. Rad Titan statue collecting. And find us there, and we'll make you feel at home. Peace.
Peace out.